Hi, everyone. I'm Pat Kreitlow up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, the managing editor of Up North News, the Wisconsin outlet for the Courier Newsroom Network. Patrick Abdalla is the associate editor for the Keystone in Pennsylvania, and Billy Ball is the managing editor for the Cardinal and Pine in North Carolina. Y'all look as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as I feel. I think that's a compliment. We'll see.
Thanks.
The counting is going on, and we're going to find out from each of our states kind of the state of play. So let's go to Pennsylvania next. Patrick Abdalla, you had mentioned, are you still north of 1 million absentee ballots yet to be counted? What's the state of play as of late Wednesday morning?
As of right now, we still have about, 1.4 million ballots left to be counted. So that's a lot. President Trump has about a 600,000 vote lead. With that many votes left out, there's still a chance for Vice President Biden to come back and win the state.
I was going to say, how is the timing working out on this? Now, again, everybody's being extremely slow and deliberative. Is it being slow even by these new expectations for Pennsylvania, or are things, do we even know what to expect in terms of timing?
I don't think we really know what to expect. There are more than 20 counties that are just starting counting their ballots as we speak. And Pennsylvania has 67 counties, so that's about a third of the state. And if they're just starting counting their mail-in ballots, it's going to take a while. So I don't have any hope that it's going to be done today. We're still waiting to make sure that every vote is counted.
So let's turn to Billy Ball in North Carolina. What's the setup there for absentee ballots in terms of arrival? And what's the current picture look like in terms of counting?
So the courts in North Carolina have given the state some more time to count these ballots over the next few days, and I think that they will. It sounds like everything that I'm hearing is that they are patiently going through those ballots. But in North Carolina, I will say, listening to you folks talk about how folks were predicting what has happened in your election, and it's kind of gone exactly as you thought. I confess I have a little bit of jealousy because North Carolina, we almost never follow exactly what we think is going to happen. And last night, I think that a lot of folks were anticipating a pretty big night for progressives in North Carolina. They definitely picked up some House seats. But it looks as if the GOP is going to be in state legislative control. It looks as if Tom Tillis will fend off Cal Cunningham in the all-important U.S. Senate race. And at this point, President Trump holds a lead in the vote.
Sure. And we've had a bit of a suburban shift in Wisconsin. It was news that overnight, two different state assembly Republicans were unseated by Democrats in the Milwaukee suburbs, where they have their own wall in Waukesha, Washington, Ozaukee counties, the WOW counties, and there were some cracks there, even with the gerrymandered maps because of the changing nature of the suburbs. Patrick, do you have a phenomenon like that as well in suburban parts of Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania is a weird state where there was a Washington Post story a month or so ago about the 7 states of Pennsylvania. And if you look at the suburbs outside of Philly, they seem to be trending more blue. If you look at the suburbs outside of other cities in the state, some are going more red. Outside of Wilkes-Barre, some seem to be a lot more red, which is why Luzerne County, which had been a Democratic stronghold for years, became a Republican stronghold.
Billy, we'll start to wrap up with you in terms of the suburban component of demographic and partisan swings there.
One of the things that we were really watching in North Carolina prior to this election was the shift of the Charlotte suburbs. A lot of pollsters were saying that the Charlotte and the Wake County Raleigh suburbs were trending in a blue direction. I don't think that we've seen anything at this point to indicate that trend isn't continuing. That said, if folks are looking for answers about why North Carolina was still seeing a very strong night for Republicans, I think that there's a Trump effect in these rural areas of numerous states, and not just North Carolina, that is consistently undercounted in the polls that we have seen.
Let's close then by recognizing that part of the reason things were so calm and continue to unfold the way they do is In all three of these states, there were heroes, heroes in terms of local election clerks, heroes in terms of the rank and file postal workers who are dealing with, unbelievable pressure from up top. So a lot of this is happening not just because of any particular politician or candidate, but because a whole lot of people at the ground level make that happen. And guys, I'm sure I'm not just speaking for Wisconsin when I talk about all the many people that have come together to keep this from being as chaotic an election as some people, frankly, were rooting for.